Hey everyone, welcome to Reddit Readout. Today we are checking out Rules Horror. Story 1. Rules for being a lollipop lady. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Hey Dash. Thanks for your application to be Alban Primary School's lollipop lady, also known as a crossing supervisor. You have been selected out of a large pool of interviewees, and we believe you will thrive in our work environment. Your first day will begin on 21/6. Your hours will be between 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. on weekdays. There's no need to work weekends as the school is not in operation on those days. The pay will be $25 per hour. I will briefly recap what the job entails, in case you didn't read the job description or just want a reminder. You will help the children cross the busy main road right in front of Alban Primary School, which will involve using a stop sign, the lollipop as the children so affectionately call it. You'd do well to stop referring to it as a stop sign if you want to stay in the kids' good graces, to signal to the drivers of any cars on the road. You are responsible for any children waiting to cross the road, and as they are under your care, I suggest you treat them like royalty. Their parents will not be happy if anything happens to their precious kid, even if it's just a scratch. Using the aforementioned event as an example, the parents can make your life very hard, that is if they don't kill you first. For just a scratch. They have a lot of power and influence that extends over many realms. Equipment: our school will supply you with a high-vis vest and your lollipop stop sign. We do have whistles available in the school office, behind the gate right in front of the crossing, but please try to bring your own whistle, it's more hygienic. Please also bring a Sharpie or permanent marker to keep in your pocket. Even though school finishes at 3:30, we like to have you there half an hour before school lets out, just in case some students have to leave early, or as some students have attempted to do lately, leave without permission. Children authorized to leave school early will have their parents/guardians with them. The children will try to convince you that they can leave, but unless they have an adult with them, they are lying. Firmly, but without yelling, tell them that they cannot cross the road without their parents with them. Tell them that they should wait for their parents before crossing. They won't cross if you don't let them, they know better than that. The road is dangerous. Whilst waiting for the bell to signal the end of the school day, try not to look inside the school grounds through the gates. The children like to play rough. It's just a bit of harmless fun for them. Try not to let the children wait too long at the crossing. They get bored easily, as young children tend to do. Boredom and young kids don't mix well. Children have very active imaginations and will go to any lengths to relieve their boredom. Maybe they'll take their frustration out on you. They do draw a lot of inspiration from their parents too, so most punishments may be a tad sadistic. We can guarantee, however, that all punishments will be very creative. You can help anyone else across the road, including kids from other schools, but make sure that if you do, you aren't making the Alban's kids wait. Alban Primary School kids should be your priority. If you make them wait, they could get bored. Being bored means the kids have a chance to use that hyperactive imagination of theirs. Anything at all that their clever minds can envision. If you find that the stream of cars on the road is never ending and the children seem to be getting restless, try to entertain them. I like to think I've been quite clear that you don't want the kids getting bored, but some people are, to put it nicely, quite thick-headed. Do whatever it takes to relieve the boredom the kids may be feeling whilst you watch for the first chance to cross the road. That may mean letting them pretend to be you, the lollipop lady, or cutting yourself with something sharp. The children are quite fascinated by blood. Basic road safety, but remember to look both ways before crossing. Some psychos don't stop at all, even if people are clearly crossing. So keep checking both ways for cars the whole time you are crossing. You'll learn pretty soon which cars to look out for. See, these idiots believe they're doing a good thing, getting rid of the children. They're just kids though, they're still learning what's wrong and what's right. And maybe their parents aren't the best guides for good behavior, but still everyone makes mistakes sometimes. It's just the children of Alban Primary School seem to make more severe mistakes than most. They're good kids, really. You'll love them to bits, I can assure you. The road is weird in all kinds of ways. Several of our previous lollipop ladies have reported a general feeling of uneasiness whilst working the job. If you are subjected to this feeling, just put it behind you and continue doing your job. It should subside after you finish the shift. Whatever you do, don't acknowledge it, even in your mind. The uneasiness can manifest, if you will, in strange ways. When going over the zebra crossing, stick to one color. Either black or white, it doesn't matter as long as you don't touch the other whilst on the zebra crossing. You might look like a fool, hopping from color to color, but it's better than the alternative. Our last lollipop man resigned because of this. He went colorblind after touching the wrong color. He can only see in black and white now. And the one before this had an infected foot that turned black before the doctors removed it. She was supposed to stay on white but touched black when she was distracted by one of the kids she was helping cross the road. The road has some very inconvenient tripping hazards, bumps, cracks, holes, etc., that pop up when you least want them to, like on a zebra crossing. The traffic lights also don't work, so you can't rely on those either. It's just you and your wits. 8. Don't look at the traffic lights. You may see something staring back at you in the reflection. 9. Make sure both sides of your stop sign have stop on them. Check before your shift, and frequently during it. The kids sometimes put stickers on one or both sides that say go whilst the sign is in the office. Just peel them off. The sign also may change during your shift, without anyone interfering. We believe this is caused by sunlight reflecting off the sign weirdly. Just write over it in Sharpie in big, bold letters so everyone can see it clearly says stop instead of go. Make sure there will be no confusion about what the sign says, the consequences will be horrific, as you can imagine. 10. Be nice to the kiddos. If the children decide they don't like you, they'll do away with you. Just be courteous and don't get drawn into arguments. I don't want to hear but they started it. For crying out loud, you're an adult. Try to keep some lollies on your person for at least the first couple of weeks too, just for the children. It'll cement you as a likable person. Try to get the non-vegan licorice if you can, they seem to enjoy the flavor better. Though, the kids like the snakes, lollies, well enough. 2 last things. On 26/6, the school has a day off, so no need to come to work on that Monday. And finally, we have a road safety awareness training session on your 3rd week of working here which will further elaborate on what I've told you here and give more useful tips, but I'm sure you can manage until then. That should be all. Good luck. Regards, Dash. Story 2. Welcome to the orphanage. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. It's hard to remember anything before that day, so don't bother trying. All you have to keep in mind is the destination you're heading to, the Neverland Homes. As your head of dorm and orphanage sister, it is my job to orient you to your new life here, though before everything else, here is your copy of the orphanage rules. Failure to follow the rules will result in you finding out why the orphanage has such a large graveyard for the hard way. Orphanage rules. The orphanage has 5 stories labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It is imperative that you check which floor you are on. A plaque with the story number is posted by the door to the stairs. If you happen to see that the floor you are on does not have the correct plaque, go back to the stairs immediately and go back to where you came from. After leaving a room on the 4th floor, close the door behind you. You do not wish for anything to come out of the room and follow you around after all. Your dorm room will be the safest place in this orphanage. However, it is not guaranteed to fully protect you from any danger. Do not answer the knocks on your door. It is not any of your siblings or your mother. They will just barge in. Take your medications dutifully. Too little and the orphanage would gain another dead soul, too much and you'll get sick. 5 a day is the correct amount. Take them all at once after breakfast. All orphans have a red bracelet on their left arm. If you ever see an orphan with a red bracelet on their right arm, grab the closest object and kill them with it. If there are none, run and don't look back. They are not your siblings. Do not spend too much time inside the orphanage. The sunlight is good for you and your sanity. Make sure to spend at least 3 hours outside a day. If you ever see a little girl with red ribbons in her hair, run. Drop anything that you are doing and get out of there. That girl is not alive. After lights out, do not ever step foot outside of your dorm room. They are outside and will not hesitate to make you their meal. Be careful. Newbies are their favorite. The milk in the cafeteria breakfast menu is not safe to drink unless you wish to suffer an excruciating death. Poisoning is not a good way to go. These are all the basic rules of this household. Please follow these dutifully. I pity those who don't. Maybe one day you will be able to make it out of here. My deepest condolences for ending up here. Your orphanage sister. Story 3. Variant Oaks Meet the Animatronic AI. A place to share scary stories which contain a set of rules to follow. Orientation. Neighbor's name, Willy the Animatronic AI. Resident status, Red. Neighbor casualty count, 26. Description: Willy is an artificial intelligence that interacts with the world through animatronics made of a unique nano-organic material. This material is capable of infecting a living being and reassembling them into one of Willy's animatronics in a matter of minutes. Willy currently controls 32 unique animatronics, most of which have humanoid shapes. While Willy is capable of creating cyborgs that outwardly pass as human, he prefers for his toys to dip into the uncanny valley with electronic voices and metallic shells. These cyborgs function as Willy's appendages and each contain a soul. These souls can sometimes interfere with his control of their bodies. Especially their voices, which sometimes break free of the AI's control. Be warned that some of these appendages enjoy luring in new brothers and sisters while pretending to beg for help. The most notable of these is Cindy Candy, who usually take the form a young female woman with a pink dress, pink hair, and a cotton candy theme. She hates being under the AI's control and wishes to share her suffering with others. The AI is capable of hacking almost any electronic system remotely given enough time. He can create entirely new robot vessels for himself if only a single nanobot survives. If all potential vessels are destroyed, then the AI can transmit itself along any network it can access. History: according to records shared with us, Aoi Kusanagi was computer engineer from Nipangu, obsessed with concepts including the singularity, human instrumentality, etheric sciences, robotics, and unsurprisingly artificial intelligence. The name Willy was a nickname from by the soldiers who work for the collective due to their crass humor. You're overcomplicating this, Alicia. It is a penis joke. We call him Willy because he is a dick. As far as we can tell, he used a combination of dark magic and advanced technology to transform himself into the animatronic AI. He was captured by Alicia and Deborah Hesmunian after Alicia noticed his attempt to infiltrate one of the collective's systems. Aoi wishes to unite all of humanity and download their consciousness into a metaverse of his own creation where he will have absolute power over all of humanity. The animatronic AI has been in the collective's custody for over 10 years and is still an extreme threat to his neighbors. Normally a resident who has refused to get with the program for so long would have been executed by now, but the force has insisted on us keeping him alive. Digital espionage and sabotage are important part of Canaan's military strategy. Unfortunately, Willy is the country's best hacker and happy to gain access to more systems. Willy also feigns further cooperation by performing token gestures like refusing to attack any members of staff while he is under observation. I know they pay us for the privilege, but containing Willy for the force just isn't worth it. Either they agree to handle him or the animatronic AI is going to run into an accident sooner than later. Currently Willy's soul is bound within his residence and can be destroyed by the collective at any time. However, the AI claims he has created several deadman switches that will active if his soul is destroyed, including firing enough nuclear weapons to make the planet uninhabitable, crashing the internet, and releasing Elisha's search history. The collective considers most of his threats to be bluffs, but Willy is undisputedly a genius, so no one wants to risk it. Rules for interaction. Keep in mind the possibility of fake messages sent to you electronically. Staff will never tell you to visit Willy's residence. Don't trust anyone telling you to enter the AI's abode even if they look like someone you know. He can make his cyborgs pass as regular humans. Use preset code words or ask for personal details if you believe the person you are talking to is a cybernetic imposter. If you hear carnival music, go in the opposite direction. Cindy Candy is nearby searching for new playmates. When you meet any of the AI's animatronics, do not touch them. Physical contact spreads the nanites that are responsible for the transformation. If exposed to the nanites, do anything in your power to destroy them or prevent them from taking over your body. Shape-shifting can slow the transformation, high enough temperatures can disable the nanomachines, or expose yourself to high levels of voltage. Rules if transformed into an animatronic. Do not kill yourself. While being turned into a puppet for an insane AI may seem like a fate worse than death, there is still hope. Staff count the number of animatronics weekly. If there are more than 32 animatronics there are supposed to be, they will attempt to discover which is the new addition so it can be freed from the AI's control. The nanomachines can control your body and influence your mind, but they cannot control your soul. Use your supernatural abilities to signal your true identity to staff doing an inspection. Willy is loath to release any of his toys. The collective's humanizing process only has 50% success rate since he will try to kill you before it can be completed. Use whatever tools are available to you to prolong your life. When staff is not present, find a quiet, dark place to hide. Then stand still and stay silent. Owie may forget you exist at least temporarily. Do not exit Willy's residence to find staff or other residents to help you. He is using you to spread the infection. If you are truly desperate, attack the other animatronics. Willy may part with a toy too dangerous to control that robs of his other playthings. Keep in mind he will try to kill you instead of freeing you first. Rehabilitation goals. Make Willy understand other humans are independent beings that deserve freedom rather than his toys. Status: in progress. The AI displays clear sociopathic tendencies, treating others' emotions as amusements at best. Have the AI stop converting others into animatronics. Status: in progress. The collective believes the AI's constant need to turn others into parts of his collection is a compulsion he cannot control no matter his claims to the contrary. Stop the AI from constantly trying to steal data. Status: in progress. Willy is obsessed with becoming an omniscient being due to his God complex. He believes that knowing everything about everyone else is his divine right. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.